Ambassador Baswati Mukherjee, for joining us today and sharing that insight on this news. We have a breaking news. A strong earthquake has shaken Mexico City. Authorities say the quake measured 6.5 magnitude and was felt across the capital. The tremor briefly disrupted daily life and forced President Claudia Sheinbaum to suspend her regular morning press conference. There were no immediate reports of major damage or casualties as officials continued to assess the situation. Now we move on to our next news. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has signaled a softer tone towards the United States, offering talks with President Donald Trump on drug trafficking and opening the door to U.S. investment in Venezuela's oil sector. In an interview filmed on New Year's Eve and broadcast on state television, Maduro has described Venezuela as a brother country to the U.S. and said Washington should engage in serious dialogue. Let's listen in.
Nosotros hemos tenido, Ramón, una sola conversación. Él me llamó el viernes 21 de noviembre desde la Casa Blanca estaba. Y yo estaba en el Palacio de Miraflores. Conversamos 10 minutos. Y fue una conversación, como yo he dicho, respetuosa, muy respetuosa,
¿Qué le dijo
cordial.
¿Qué le dijo el presidente Trump?
Lo primero que me dijo, Mr. President Maduro.
Excelente.
Y yo le dije, Mr. President Donald Trump. Y creo que fue hasta agradable esa conversación. Pero de ahí las evoluciones post-conversación no han sido agradables. Esperemos. Y al pueblo de Estados Unidos, yo le digo lo que le he venido diciendo. Aquí en Venezuela tiene un pueblo hermano. Al pueblo de Estados Unidos, inclusive le digo, aquí tienen a un gobierno amigo. Empezar a conversar en serio, con datos en la mano. Y el gobierno de Estados Unidos lo sabe, porque se lo hemos dicho a muchos de sus voceros, que si quieren conversar seriamente de un acuerdo de combate contra el narcotráfico, estamos listos. Que si quieren petróleo de Venezuela, está lista Venezuela para inversiones estadounidenses como con Chevron.
The remarks mark a shift from Maduro's recent rhetoric, coming after heightened U.S. military activity in the Caribbean and repeated accusations from Washington that his government runs a narco state, claims Maduro strongly denies. Now for this discussion, we welcome Mr. Raymond Vickery. He's an international affairs expert and former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce, joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much, Mr. Vickery, for joining us once again. Good to see you. Now, looking at this, why this sudden shift or change in Maduro's attitude and tone? What could be this motive or this strategy behind this? Is this a calculated move by him? What do you think?
Well, thanks very much for having me, and a Happy New Year once again.
Happy New Year.
I appreciate that. In order to wage peace, you have to wage it like war. You have to have a strategy, you have to have partners, and you have to have principles upon which you are trying to wage that peace. Unfortunately, the President Donald Trump administration has none of these in regard to international affairs, and its view is a throwback to the old 19th century view that the United States was entitled to run things in the Western Hemisphere. You let other great powers, Russia or China, run things in their areas. That is not a way forward. Maduro has been the subject, of course, of unilateral action by the Trump administration and blowing up boats and blowing up a wharf, a dock, and making accusations without any proof. Maduro, for his part, of course, is not a good guy. He has been involved with narcotics smuggling. He has suppressed human rights in Venezuela. But the way forward here is now for the Trump administration to take advantage of the holding out of the possibility of a peaceful resolution. As you know, the Nobel Peace Prize winner for 2025, Ms. Machado, was honored for her opposition to Maduro, and she has in mind a peaceful way forward. So the thing which must be done at this point is to take advantage of this opening to come up with a strategy involving partners in the region, rather than simply trying to impose an imperial will of the United States against the rest of Latin America. So I predict that these overtures of Maduro will not have a positive impact, because President Trump's mindset is one of my way or the highway, might makes right, a transactional approach rather than a comprehensive cooperative approach, which can bring about peaceful transition in Venezuela and show the way forward to building peace and prosperity throughout the Western Hemisphere.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Vickery, for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next